Now
Oh,
recording.
yep. And Nate joined us. Perfect timing. Nate, go ahead and give us our intro.
Wait, my thing. Oh, now it's green. Okay, good. Hello, pebbles across all platforms. Welcome to the Idiots Podcast, episode 67. Today I am on phone, so if there are any audio issues, I apologize in advance.
It's okay. All right, so I just posted it in food. Today's lunch is a tilapia po' boy with some cheesy tater tots. Courtesy of Lady Stone. Thank you, my love. Well, what do you guys think of it? How it looks? Oh, hold on. Let me check.
Your food. There it is.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I made a little aioli dipping sauce on the side.
For
All right.
me, it looks messy, but like all of your dishes are messy, so it's like whatever.
Mm-hmm. Most important thing for me is the flavor, and the flavor is awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. Okay, so I figured we'd just talk about games and shows we're looking forward to because I've been playing the Oblivion remaster and peak nostalgia. Like that is that nostalgia dopamine hit right in the forearm. Just that is
Wow.
like, yeah, that is playing a game I haven't played since I was 14. Man, that is it is just amazing. Andy, did you ever play the original Oblivion?
Nope. Never played it.
What? You never played the original Oblivion?
Nope.
What about Skyrim?
I've seen a lot of Skyrim. Never played it though.
Oh man, still both amazing games, but Oblivion, certainly there is a charm to the original. You know, for the 360. Skyrim, I guess, has lost its charm because it's been remastered like 3 fucking times.
Probably more than that at this point.
Yeah. Like you have to go over to Bethesda, and just thwack Todd Howard with a writing crop and saying, "No, do not remaster Skyrim again. Do other games. God damn it."
Pretty much.
Um.
I've always been more of a Dark Souls guy.
Yeah, I know you are. All the stuff you gave my Dark Souls 3 character.
And that's just Dark Souls 3. I've platinumed every single Dark Souls game, including Bloodborne and Demon Souls.
What about Elden Ring?
Thank.
Not yet. I've been very lazy on Elden Ring.
Well, I mean, to its credit, it is a friggin' huge game. You know.
It is a very huge game. They did a good job in the open world, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like how the hell? And on top of this, it's a huge. It was already a huge game. Then they added DLC to it, and it's like, holy
Yep.
cow, this game is ginormous.
Oh yeah, you can get lost pretty easily unless you're used to it.
Yeah, I mean, it rivals MMOs in terms of size. It is absolutely crazy.
Ah,
It
that
is.
sounds nice.
What'd you say, Nate?
That it sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen me play Elden Ring a few times, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, well, if I do watch the screen, you're usually just fighting stuff and not running around using the open world.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I mean, largely because with a lot of Dark Souls games, especially ones where you haven't developed a definitive strategy for every boss, you know, a lot of times, yeah, it's dealing with a boss for an hour and dying repeatedly.
Hmm.
It
um,
can be.
yeah, because with Bloodborne, yeah, I speed run Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 at this point because I have defined strategies for every boss. Well, with Dark Souls 3 at this point, because I've done I think 2 runs through it, yeah, now I'm just so OP. And especially thanks to Andy, I just basically mow through bosses in a few hits. So it's just like, you know, bring it
You should try
on.
Dark Souls 1 and 2.
I've been meaning to, but right now I got the Oblivion remaster, and like I said, it is that dopamine nostalgia hit right in the frickin' arm. It is awesome. Yeah, it's just closing Oblivion gates, but in fact, I'll put a few images of the current Oblivion remaster. I think they have before and after pictures with the original versus the remake. So Oblivion environment.
Oh yeah, also the Dutch Bell card game.
Oh, that's what is that? Getting an update or something?
No, I'm saying that we should play it.
I know we need to. But I saw the Oblivion remaster. I'm like, oh my god, I have to get that.
Fair enough.
Because I mean, this is a game that is 20 years old at this point. Effectively, it came out in 2006, so yeah, nearly 20 years old. But it's a wide shot. But that is, I believe, the original on the left, the remake on the right. The remake is a little like darker in terms of toning, but as you can tell, the graphics look way more real. You know, everything looks way more refined. Here, let's do another one.
It does look way more refined.
Yeah, here's another one of the cities, and that just straight up has it labeled. Yeah, as you can tell, like you can actually see cobblestone definition, and you know everything looks so much more refined. Where the original is, yeah, the main feature was the gameplay, not the graphics.
What console is the original game on?
360.
Oh, Xbox 360. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it does make me feel old. It's like, yes, Oblivion for the Xbox 360 is now nearing 20 years old. It is a few months away from being 20 years old, and it's like, God, that makes me feel old.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say I'm looking forward to Last of Us Part 3, but everything that's coming out of the show right now is just disappointing me. Because Critical Drinker, he relays it best. It's like somehow the storytelling in the game managed to be superior to the show. And it's like, how do you fuck this up? It's like, only Neil Druckmann, a man so obsessed with proving his critics wrong, could possibly fuck that up.
At least it's not as bad as Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, granted, I will say that, it's like, I guess, scale of fuck up. It's the same, like, patterns and problems. But yeah, like, the scale of the fuck up with Star Wars was so much larger. It's like you took this franchise that George Lucas sold for $4 billion, and it's like you've drained that value in a matter of less than a decade. You took 3 decades worth of work, and in one, you've just nearly obliterated it. It's kind of almost impressive, for lack of a better word. Nate, are there any games you're looking forward to?
Well, yeah, well, I'm not gonna play them, or like, well, legally at least, but yeah, I mean, if I ever, like, I am definitely like looking forward to Pokemon Legends ZA and
Pokemon.
what they do with like the 10th generation.
Oh, so Pokemon Legends is officially the 10th generation?
No. It's like a middle game, I guess. Like, well, I don't know. They sometimes do like these
Let me look this up.
side games, I guess. I don't know. Just like not your usual, like, like the 2 titles release. Yeah.
Okay, so
It's just it's a special time. Special thing. I don't know if they've already done one Legends game before, Legends Arceus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
it's coming
yeah,
out for
and
the Switch too.
huh?
It's coming out for the Switch too.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe even Switch 1 if they're feeling like, generous, but it's Nintendo company, so
Yeah, I'm hearing they're like charging upwards of like $80 for games, and now Nintendo is having the audacity to say, even if you physically buy the Switch, you don't technically own it. They can basically cut off your access to the Nintendo eShop at any time, and on top of this, basically say, we can cut off your access to even playing your physical copies of games. And it's like, bro, what kind of psychotic level of like trying to gatekeep is that?
I don't know, they're insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one. And aside from games, I mean, I do have some that are in my Steam wishlist that I plan to purchase and play, so I guess I'm looking forward to that one
There's this,
day.
mhm. There was this
And
one.
they're not new. What?
Oh, go ahead.
No, they're not new by any means, or so, I guess they're like newish, but yeah, still, I haven't touched them. I've just seen like a few gameplay episodes, and I was like, yeah, I want this for myself. So yeah, and then I'm I'm both hopeful and kind of afraid of the second Daima DLC that's coming to Sparking Zero, because I hope for Shin, but yeah,
Wait, so again,
another.
Shin is not playable in
Huh?
Sparking Zero?
No, not yet.
That's
Like,
crazy.
bruh, yeah,
Is it
he has
playable in
a
Budokai
model
Tenkaichi?
in there, like fully usable, like SMH. I'm
And
upset.
again, like Budokai Tenkaichi 2, I think had like one of the biggest rosters in Dragon Ball history. It's like you could play as a bunch of like movie characters as well. It was crazy.
Yeah, if he isn't in the DLC or something, I'm going to crack one of the BT titles, and just so I can experience that. Another like DLC, like for me, is just playing the Watcher DLC for Rain World, because I kind of like kept myself like for kind of as blind as possible for that one. I know like about like two like creatures slash regions, and I know there are two endings, but yeah, otherwise nothing. So yeah, when I'll play the Watcher, that's it'll be yeah.
Now a DLC that needs to come out for Oblivion is some of the quality of life features that are present in Skyrim, like the marriage feature.
You
Because
can marry. That's cute.
yeah, in Skyrim, basically how it works is you get an amulet of Mara, which is is a god associated with marriage in canon, and you approach someone you're interested in and present them an amulet of Mara. And the main problem is that yeah, it is a little too simple. Like pretty much any NPC says yes. Like
Aww.
that is yeah, that is my one gripe with it, is that it's way too easy. It's like
Yeah.
yeah,
You should you should
you
be
approach
able
it.
to court them like a hiking bird.
I
Do
mean,
a
like
dance, give them a shiny rock. you know.
I'm not asking for like a freaking full on dating sim inside the game or anything, but make it feel
I am.
make it feel a little earned, because let me one of my favorite designed NPCs in uh Skyrim. I'll put her picture in the in other pictures.
Let me. I was about to sweep, but I'll take a look at your. Ah.
Yes, I just put it in another picture. This is Aela the Huntress.
Okay.
Whenever I've played Skyrim, she is one of my marriage choices, and she's fucking awesome, dude. She's like a werewolf. She is, got great long range weapon. She's a great companion to actually have around on like quests and everything. And again, I just love her design. You know, it screams fucking Viking huntress, and it's just fucking awesome.
Also, I'm like like looking at the pictures like of the original and the remaster, and the remaster to me just looks okay. It has shadows, but otherwise it just looks like dusty and overlit.
Well, I mean, here's
And
the thing:
anyways,
the dusty atmosphere in the remaster, it adds a bit of realism. It's like, yeah, the sky is a bit hazy, but on top of this, like I said, you can also see like little patches of grass coming out of the cobblestones, as well as the actual definition on the cobblestones. You know, especially and the
Eh.
brick as well on the houses. You can
Look,
actually,
I don't play games for graphics. That's
yeah.
it's
I'm
like,
just saying, like, you know, compared to the original on the left, yeah, those are massively improved graphics. But again, are you looking at Ayla?
yeah.
Yeah, again, like I said, she screams Viking huntress. And again, I just wish there was, like with any marriage candidate, her included, there was a bit more of a special thing you got to do for them before they agree to get married. You know, something like that. You know,
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, you want to get married? Cool. See you at the chapel in 3 days. That's pretty much almost every NPC in the game. And again, it's a minor gripe, but I think if they are going to add any new DLC to Oblivion, because in the Oblivion remaster, it's $50 for all the original DLC included. And yes, the biggest criticism of Oblivion is that it did start all of the problems with DLC we have these days, where it's like the game practically isn't complete without it. Because in the original Oblivion, they created horse armor for your horse, and it was $2.99. I didn't get it, but there are a lot of people who point to that as like the slippery slope we've ended up on with DLC, to where it's like, okay, you purchase the original game for $60, and then basically you pay another $60 before the game is effectively complete. I mean, am I talking crazy here, or do you guys agree that that slippery slope has been slid down?
Give me a few minutes.
Okay, Andy, what do you think?
I have less of a problem with DLC and more of a problem with microtransactions and stuff like gotcha games.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Microtransactions, I think microtransactions honestly evolved out of DLC. You know, like I said, you know, you get that horse armor, and it makes it so that your horse doesn't die as easily, but then, you know, they also change aspects of the game, you know, slowly, to where it's like, yeah, you have to buy a bunch of little microtransactions to improve, you know, user interface altogether. And it's like, yeah, that is exploitation to the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And maybe that came out of, you know, the original Oblivion horse armor, but I would argue maybe it was just bound to happen when mobile games came about, because with mobile games there's that convenience. You know, it's just like you pull up, you know, the little diamonds or whatever the in-game currency is, and there's your purchase right there. And again, there's the 99-cent, $2.99 option. It doesn't sound like much at first, but at the end, you can nickel and dime yourself into like $100 worth of purchases in like 2 hours. Nate, you back? Nate?
No, I don't think he's back yet.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's crazy bad how, you know, microtransactions can be in games. And again, it's debatable whether or not Oblivion was the start of that.
Probably one of.
Yeah. I'm sure there were other games that came out for the 360, and was the 360 PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3 at the same time?
PS3.
PS3, yeah. I'm sure there were other games on the PlayStation 3 store that were also doing DLC like that. So it's like, I think it's just a meme because everyone just asked themselves who actually paid for the horse armor. Yeah,
Hmm.
because it doesn't
Pretty
make your
much.
horse. Huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make your horse faster. And frankly, if you want an invincible horse, just do the Dark Brotherhood quest line and you get Shadowmere. He's literally invincible.
Hmm.
But in terms of other games I'm looking forward to, this came up and it's been advertised recently. Hawthorne. I'm putting a picture of it in other pictures as well. But I saw this game and immediately thought of the Redwall book series. And Nate, if you're there and listening, you might like it too.
Wait, what? I heard my name.
Just sneezed. Hang on.
What is that?
I just put it in other pictures. It's this game that's coming out on Steam called Hawthorne, where it's based on the Redwall novel series. And by the looks of it, you're this little mouse monk, and you go around basically building a little farm and everything.
Okay, yeah, that sounds nice.
You get to fly on owls and catch fish.
Thank
Now,
you.
what I'm wanting out of anyone inspired by the Redwall series is sort of a more adventure style game, but I guess, I don't know, maybe that's still a ways off, but we'll see.
Also, while I'm here, before I go back to sweeping, I mean, you know, you obviously you have more I guess experience. Yeah, just experience with this, because. But I mean, I definitely heard about DLCs after becoming familiar with microtransactions, or at least in mobile games. You
Hold on,
know,
let's
I
see.
was
How old are you?
What?
How old are you again?
23.
23. Okay, so yeah, by the time you were 13, 14, when did you first get like a mobile smartphone?
Oh well, okay. A smart. So you mean with a touch screen, not with buttons?
Yes, with an actual touchscreen.
Yeah, I think I was 12.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a tad older. I had a
Close.
tablet before a phone.
Yeah, so that was like 12 years ago. Yeah, that's when smartphones were really just getting started. But yeah, in 2006 there weren't any smartphones. There was just button phones. And mobile gaming was basically just Tetris.
And Snake! Don't forget about hacking Snake too.
Yeah, there was Snake, there was, Minesweeper. I think
And
Event.
and Bouncy Land, or however was that name, that was also so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But yeah, it was
Wait,
simple stuff that you could, use the 4 directional buttons on the phone for. And then there
yeah.
were, Blackberries that had actual keyboards. I think I had one of those at one point, and then I actually got I think I got actually Final Fantasy 1 for that Blackberry. Which was yeah, it's actually fun to play on that one. But yeah, I think at some point probably around 2016 or so is when the whole freemium problem started coming up. And even South Park did a whole episode on it. Where Satan himself was disgusted with the freemium. Um,
Oh no.
yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so
Yeah. But I mean,
Randy.
look, like the game I played and play to this day, like that I became like just familiar with microtransactions. Like Dragonball is still pretty niche, and like it kind of like needs people to buy it, like buy the like extra shit to stay afloat and watch the
Yeah,
ads and everything. So yeah, we
I
are
mean, I
actually doing a disservice to continue it to exist.
yeah, I get in some respects that's how
Mhm.
it goes with like mobile games that are basically an app and they need that to exist. But it can still be a bit exploitative. But I put it in memes. That's Satan explaining to Stan the things that are involved with addiction. Just literally sitting on Stan's bed like a father explaining it to him.
Eh,
It was just
I
like,
mean, hey, if your puppy ain't going to do it, the Satan might as well.
no, that and Stan's dad Randy would not be the guy to talk to him about this because Randy himself is an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
So yeah, and I think first time that I've heard about a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, it's really hazy, but there was definitely like when Pokemon started doing DLC, for like Sword Shield, the Crown Tundra, and Isle of Armor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but there was definitely like one instance of me hearing about DLCs before, but again, I cannot remember anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But I just posted
definitely.
it in memes again. But it's Randy doing what he calls a smorgasvine. He has 3 glasses of red wine, 3 glasses of white wine there. It's like, it doesn't make me an alcoholic. It's called a tasting and it's classy. Oh my god. I fucking love that book.
All right, but I've actually got to get going though, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
Later, Andy.
okay. See you, see
All
you.
right. Yep. I'll see you
Bye.
guys later.
Ugh, I'm not like hear you, but whatever.
Okay. But
It's
yeah, it
just
is.
the two of us. Yeah.
But I don't know where Rabbit is. I guess he's probably had something that's. He usually has this. He's had this sometimes where it's like, yeah, something that comes up and he's like gone for like a week. Um,
So,
I don't know if he's like being called in for duty or something. I don't know. I don't think he's on active duty. I'd have to ask him next time he comes in.
I think he said that he was in the army, that he's not in anymore. My broom.
What happened?
It's okay. My broom was falling, but I got it.
Okay.
And yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of those microtransactions with mobile games is really exploitative. They can, again, the fact that you either have to wait, and for people who are not patient at all, it's like, yeah, they're not going to wait 24 hours before they can use some kind of perk. They're going to, yeah, they're going to nickel and dime themselves to whittle that down.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The like impatient people shouldn't play these games then. Bruh. Why are
Yeah,
you
but
doing that to yourself? Tick, tick, tick.
yeah, that's the thing though. It's like, how do you sort and suss that out exactly? You know? And the answer is you can't. Morocco, shush.
I mean, I think you get familiar with it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
yeah.
in some respects, it is a matter of intervening at some points and, developing healthier habits, but that's always hard sometimes.
What is it, Rainbow? I'm sleeping.
What's he
Yeah,
doing?
he's speaking out of his bed.
Hmm.
If you look at the camera. Oh, Oh no! Oh, he's coming.
Oh, look at him.
Coming.
Oh,
Where he going?
I gotta put this on screen cap.
Rainbow, where you going? Is he gonna go? No. Okay, I'm just gonna sit. Okay. CD. CD, and he's the. Oh my goodness, he's so round. Pluto, you're living up to your name. You become like even more spherical, and you're gonna start to orbit. Oh, okay. No touchies. Aw. He's in the bed now. Yeah. Oh. And of course. Of course. Oh, whoa. You died for a second.
Oh, well, I'm doing
Yeah.
screen grab on my big computer, but
You.
again, mic on my smaller one. So you have to, if you join the chat in on the big one, it mutes me because I have no mic plugged in, and then I have to leave that one and then rejoin.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
it's frustrating.
there are some guinea pig antics. I shall now continue to sweep.
They do be cute. Just like this boy begging for scraps.
Mhm. Nevada's coming over on Tuesday, so I gotta make sure that my flat is in top shape
I see.
for her and for me.
Did you see the image of Hawthorne I posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. The things are like a lot that I can tell from a singular image, especially about a game. So
I mean, it is in beta testing right now. So we'll see if it even makes it out of closed beta or open beta. You know, that is one of the issues. It's both a virtue and a vice with modern gaming these days. Is that
what?
having open beta testing? Conan Exiles had open beta testing, but
Open beta testing means that like anyone from the public can download it and try it out.
yeah, of course you have to purchase it because the purchase helps pay the programmers and everything. But eventually they want to add so many features, it never leaves open beta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
for this, it would help if they already had all of that in mind.
it is tough because the main thing is that when there's open beta testing, a lot of people come in to test the game, and they're like, I wish the game had this, I wish the game had that, and then they add it to the Reddit board and they're like, I want this in the game, I want that in the game. And then what
I think the second to last word you said.
oh, I said they want this, I want this in the game, and I want that in the game, on the Reddit board, and then it's like eventually you reach a critical mass of people who agree, yeah, we all want this new feature for the game, and so now you have to, get your entire programming team regeared.
No, you don't have to do it. You don't have to listen to the public.
Technically, yeah, you don't have to,
Oh.
but at the same time, if you don't, there could be consequences, because it's just like, granted,
Well, whatever.
yeah.
I mean,
If it's
I want to make like or have I don't know, like ideally like I have idea for technically 2 games, and like no matter how hard people would scream at me, I would not like hacking add something to the game because I want to like have it all planned out beforehand. So yeah.
right. I mean, that is one way to do it with a game. Just have it planned out beforehand and just make the game, release it, and then worry about, DLC
I mean,
or
I would maybe like I would also like go with open beta, but I would have like like I wouldn't like add anything. That's
right.
like yeah.
Yeah, I guess you'd just I don't know. I would
Because, account for some glitches and something because
inevitable glitches and everything. But as because on top of people reporting glitches, they also have to report counterintuitive issues when it comes to the game. It's like a feature clashing with another feature, which is inevitable in virtually any game design. It's like, well, I want to do this, but then this feature doesn't let me do it. Or like I have to do this before I can do this. It's a whole host of problems. Now the one game creator who has navigated all of this successfully is what's his name? The creator of Stardew Valley, Concerned Ape.
Yeah. Just a creator of Stardew Valley because, I'm not gonna that's all I need to know.
Well, I mean, like, the creator of Stardew Valley, he is always constantly updating Stardew Valley. He's still updating Stardew Valley, even though he created that's impressive, by the way. He created the entire game by himself, designed it, programmed it, has been adding features to it, and he's still not satisfied with the final product, even though everyone is. And at the end of the day,
this is like perfectionism. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Have you played Stardew Valley, Nate?
I think we've had like 2 sessions with my prog partner, but yeah.
I mean, when did you last play it?
Probably when I was like 17.
Also, about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So there's been a lot that's been added, and again, it's impressive how much has been added because I played it like right around when it first came out in 2015, and then just in the last 10 years, there's been a lot of updates to it, and again, it's downright impressive. But again, I don't know. I feel bad for Concerned Ape, even though the game is awesome. He feels that it's still not good enough, and it's like, man, why? Everyone loves this game, But that's just me. Maybe it's just that's the mark of a good artist, to never be satisfied with your artwork, no matter how good everyone else thinks it is.
Sometimes it happens, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you have to like learn to tell yourself like stop. Just like this is when you listen to people.
Yeah.
Just like this, like hey, a finished chunky statue is better than a statue that's like perfectly smooth that you like that you are making to be perfectly smooth, but you'll die before you finish it.
Yeah, I mean, geez, that makes me curious. How long did it? I can't look it up on the computer because obviously the statue is not technically not safe for work. But how long?
Wait, who's
Statue of David by Michelangelo?
Ah.
Yeah, it took Michelangelo 3 years to complete that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he was commissioned for that, so it's like he had to complete it. So he was, probably spending entire days just chiseling away at the marble and smoothing it out, and making sure every last feature on David, yes, including the penis,
and the balls,
was perfect. That is the funny part about it. But in all seriousness, yeah, he spent 3 years, day in, day out, making sure that this statue was perfect, And even then, when he completed it, he probably didn't think it was perfect. He probably was like, there's, something else I would change. I would make the pectorals slightly smaller. I would, make the penis, I don't know, little a little bigger or a little smaller. I don't know.
Mhm.
You know, but that's
We can only speculate.
Huh?
We can only speculate.
Yeah, we can only speculate because obviously
Maybe he thought like, finally it's over. That one ear is a little lopsided, but I'm not touching it anymore. It's done. It's David. Hooray!
maybe that's how it goes with commissioned art. You know, how it's like, yeah, I just want to complete it and then never think about it again. But I guess when art that's like your baby, you kind of want to always go back and improve it. And that's how I am with some of my
yeah.
videos, and I wish I had the time to do it. Go
Mhm.
back and change this thing or change that thing, and obviously at the same time trying to navigate YouTube's copyright system at the same time, which is always frustrating. But yeah, I guess this circles back to why Todd Howard has remastered Skyrim so many times. It's because he probably just doesn't think it's perfect, and I guess he wants the perfect system for the Elder Scrolls series, which is why the Elder Scrolls 6 has been in development hell for so long, Like, okay, so get this. The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, came out in 2011. Again, that's
Okay.
been... And, let's see, the Elder Scrolls 4 came out in 2006. So that is a 5-year gap between those two games. Again, we're looking at a not even 15-year gap. We could be looking at a 20-year gap between the Elder Scrolls 5 and the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, granted, Bethesda has worked on, Elder Scrolls Online since then, which is their MMO. But at the same time, there has been so much call for them to just do Elder Scrolls 6. Give us a trailer, give us something. And this is the best that they've come up with. They've given us a landscape shot, like a tracking landscape shot for it. And it's like,
Where are you like putting it?
I'll put it in other pictures.
Okay.
But yeah, they've given us a few images. In particularly this one. That's it. This tracking landscape shot of a land, no buildings, just environment, and it's like, okay, where is this? Where is this game even going to take place? We don't even know that.
In your mum.
Yeah, it might as well be up our mum's bum or something. It is frustrating, but again, I get the reason why it's probably taking so long, because I think Bethesda at the end of the day, when they finally do put it out, they want something that's, just as sublime as the last two entries. Rather the last three, because Morrowind was really fucking good too. Yeah, so I think there's, I guess...
If the people are like having fun and they're like, and it's gonna be worth it, then I think it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no matter where it ends up being and, what features are in it, people are going to love it. It's an Elder Scrolls game. But at the same time, I can understand why Todd Howard is so, hesitant. Because he wants this to be perfect. He wants all of this to go along smoothly and, be as flawless as humanly possible. So I get it. I do. But it's also like I just want to see a trailer. A trailer and a release date at this point. And it's the same thing with like another game I'm looking forward to is the Resident Evil 5 remake. And at this point, I think Capcom is debating whether or not that's going to be the last remake for a good while, or whether they want to remake 6 while they're at it as well. We'll just have to see. But they haven't. I'm surprised they didn't try to release the 5 remake this year, because how cool of a release date would it have been for 5/5/25 for Resident Evil 5?
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
At
least that was my thought. Maybe with a lot of upcoming games, maybe the problem was that the pandemic slowed them down a little bit.
That's for sure.
Yeah, the pandemic slowed a lot of things down, including movie and game production. I mean, hell, there could be a few movies that are still in development hell because of the pandemic. You never know. They had all this funding and stuff lined up, and then they were told, "Oh, yeah, you all have to go home for 2 years." It's like, fuck.
No border crossing. You might infect somebody.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. But
I think I know like one. Yeah. The voice actors for like the DreamWorks show, like Dragons and Nine Realms, they had to record like in their closets, like surrounded with mattresses and pillows.
Yeah, voice acting you can do at home technically.
Yeah, but still, like it's again like you have to improvise like this. Meanwhile, like when you just go like into the studio, like it's all there.
Yeah,
and so yeah.
I guess the frustrating part for everybody was how long everything was shut down, or a virus that eventually would mutate into a case of the sniffles. Because just like I got vaccinated and I still got COVID anyway, and it just ended up being a case of the sniffles for me. I just worked me over, made me a little tired.
Some people died to COVID. It's like it's just random like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying the danger's not there. There are people with respiratory issues, and also just elderly people. Yeah, if you got the alpha version of the virus.
Honestly, it's the same with like all diseases like this.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Any virus, its goal is to replicate. Its goal is at the end of the day to replicate, and by making it with all viruses, they have a trade-off. Either they can be more transmissible but less deadly, or they can be more deadly but less transmissible. Because I mean, there's the sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS and syphilis and everything. Again, they're called STDs because they can only be transmitted sexually. They
mostly sexually. Actually, it's like they have other pathways, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's not other pathways, but that is the primary pathway. They cannot be transmitted through the air. They cannot be transmitted on a piece of clothing or anything. It has to enter the bloodstream. But with that trade-off, it becomes deadly. So it's like, if there was a virus that made a trade-off to be airborne, it becomes less deadly.
Well, I mean, smallpox was like a word, but okay.
Well, smallpox, that's the thing. It's deadly for basically people who have absolutely no pox viruses in them whatsoever. That's why it was so deadly to the Native Americans, because they had no other pox viruses in their bloodlines. So yeah, that's why it was so deadly.
Like overall to all like.
What'd you say?
It was deadly overall to all like populations of people.
Overall, but that's the thing. The Europeans had gotten it so many times, that it wasn't as deadly for us. It was basically, a
for us.
I mean, there's no other way of sugarcoating it. Yeah, for us Europeans, pox viruses were not as deadly because we had generations and generations of pox viruses having, lodged themselves in our genetic code.
Do you consider yourself a European, even though you were born, raised, and live in the USA? That's fucking weird.
Bloodline speaking, yes, I am technically all European. German, Swedish, Irish. All those bloodlines mixed in my DNA with just like a slight splash of Turkish. But
damn.
Yeah, let's get to some. We're getting close to the 1 hour mark, so let's get to some voiced memes. Do you have any for me, Nate?
Check the chat.
You put them in.
Yeah, in the voice chat.
Okay.
Or at least I think like this time it's like a mini comic for real. Wait, where's the
Helpless Horseman? You did that one? That was yesterday? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'll voice this one. And the winner is pumpkin number 28. And the Headless Horseman was pumpkin number 7. He's all sad.
Yes.
Poor guy. let's
Yeah.
find.
I'm gonna start like getting some like comics panels or pages. Like I think you could be okay with a page. So yeah.
Here, I'm putting this one in memes.
Wait, I'm just gonna. There we go.
Facebook painted. I love these ones.
Apartment swept.
Oh, hang on.
Let me check the memes then.
Yep.
Memes.
Memes.
Come on. Oh. Aw.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it out. So, is that kid pointing at me? It's happening! I've been chosen! Finally, I'll live like a king. That.
Yeah.
Tossed out
Happens.
like so much trash.
Yeah, this is like kind of like me. I mean, you know, if it's like, yeah, it's I don't know if it's like in all countries and everywhere, but here we do have like like some zoos and other stuff like actually give like the old Christmas trees to their elephants. Of course, they have to be like free of hooks and everything, so they like check them very, very carefully. And yeah, then the elephants can have nom-noms.
Yep. I just placed another one. In memes.
Yeah, oh goodness, it's taking extended of the fire life SMH.
Yep. Alright, so this is fine. I'm okay with the events that are currently unfolding. That's okay. Things are going to be okay. His skin is burning. He's melting. That is how bad things get for some people, and they still insist that things are okay.
Yeah.
Have you found another one for me, Nate?
No, I am hanging my laundry.
Oh, okay. All right then.
Boy.
We have read 3, so
One thing.
we'll just call this one an early one since it's just ended up being the two of us anyway. So yeah, this one won't be as long, but that's okay. It only ended up short by like 7 minutes. So Nate, go ahead and close us out.
Goodbye, pebbles across all platforms. This has been the Idiots Podcast.